Africa. Well, let's get an idea of what it's like on the ground right now. Let me introduce Chris Marshall, a British expat who blogs about his life on the Spain's south coast. Mr. Marshall, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us on Sky News. How hot is it where you are?
Well, hopefully you may see that. It's very hot. It usually is this time of year, but it's certainly hotter. I'd say we're mid-30s here today, so we haven't reached the 40s of Portugal, but we will get that wind. I mean, where we are on the coast of Almeria here, that wind will come up from Morocco and make it hotter later on in the afternoon.
And what are you having to do to adjust your lifestyle and routine at the moment to cope with this intense heat? I understand you have a couple of dogs. Are you having to look after them slightly differently as well?
Well, to be fair, the best thing is to emulate the dogs because they're pretty smart, and the animals are. They know, and the Spaniards know, that you do things early in the morning. You try and stay cool, stay hydrated, stay in the shade during the day. And then the other bookend is in the evening, So there's a reason why the Spaniards and the dogs have their siestas. There's a reason why people eat their main meal in the evening when their body temperature is lower, and they're not sweating into thetheir food and such like, and making it unpleasant. So probably the best advice to anybody coming over is to emulate what the Spaniards do, because they are, after all, quite used to, if not this heat, but heat very similar to this.
Absolutely, we're all a big fan of the Spanish siesta, but it's not just this summer, is it? The last few summers have been getting progressively hotter in Spain. Is this something that you think will continue to happen?
Yeah, I mean, we've noticed over the last 3 to 5 years, it's the humidity. When we first started coming over here, as residential tourists, I guess, it was a dry heat. I mean, where we are is where they made the spaghetti western, so it's dry and it's arid, and you get that sort of desert heat. But we also spent a lot of time in our early years in Florida, and the humidity there is now very similar to what we're getting here. And I think in terms of tourists again, and people maybe just moved over here, that dehydrates you as well. You may not actually feel so hot because the sun's not bearing down on you, but 6, 7 in the morning walking the dogs, you're going to come back with a sweat on, and you're going to have lost a lot of fluid. So I think the main difference we've noticed over the years has been that humidity.
Now, in recent weeks, we've seen wildfires in California and Sweden, 88 people killed in Greece. Is this something that you're fearful could happen in Spain as temperatures are predicted to reach 48 degrees?
Again, yes. I mean, and I don't know if you remember, but it did maybe 4 or 5 years ago up Barcelona and heading up towards the French border there. And we travel backwards and forwards quite a lot, and it was noticeable then. Again, the Spaniards are pretty good. They have designated picnic areas, and they tend to be quite sensible, and they patrol the beaches where they still sort of have certain bonfires at certain times of the year. But I would say, there's a fear of that, and obviously, it being quite a windy old winter as well. So the rain doesn't mean much rain, so the reservoirs are quite low.
Chris Marshall, hope you managed to stay cool. Thank you very much for speaking to us today on Sky News.
You're welcome.